Good evening, everyone. My name is Reverend Derek McQueen, and I am so excited, honored really, and humbled to be a part of this series that we're doing tonight. From separation to reparations and what that means. Rabbi Amakai and I have been working together for several weeks now to put together this series and to bring to you this issue of how did we get to where we are now in our times of trouble and in the times when we find that we need to have some reckoning with ourselves and to come back so that during this time of Shuvu we can include our own personal ills and personal issues of how we've been involved in systematic issues and how we might be able to come together as a community, as communities, actually, in order to make this world a better place. Rabbi Amakai and I are breaking tradition in many ways. I have been asked by a Jewish congregation, me, an African American pastor of a Reformed Theology Presbyterian church in Harlem, to be a ritual leader, a guest ritual leader with you throughout this season. And of course, there would be no way of attending rituals without understanding the import and the purpose of why we do what we do. There will be some hard conversations that we will have throughout this time period. But I tell you to rest assured that Amakai and I, Rabbi Amakai and I, have gone through these same rough conversations and putting this together and identifying what we think is needed in order for you all to glean and for us to glean from you some new learnings about what this time is calling us to do. So I would like to welcome you on my behalf, as Rabbi Amakai has welcomed you as well. Together, Rabbi Amakai and I will walk with you. Feel free to ask us questions. Feel free to be silent. Feel free to let this and these topics and these ideas sink in about how we get from separation back to the opportunity to do reparations. Throughout that, we'll be discussing and talking a little bit more about what is the prophecy of our time for us to be able to do that. Where do we see the apocalyptic, which is actually the time for things to become anew, not for things to end. Where do we see that happening in our world right now? And I'm reading off the list of my other computer that pre-Rosh Hashanah will be dealing with repair. Because reparations is, after all, exploring that whole idea of what does it mean to repair brokenness. And then, of course, we will deal with reckoning. Because once we identify so many of these issues and so many of these topics and we work through them together, we will actually have on our own daily tablet, written on our own hearts, those things for which we need to atone. Hopefully this atonement, this year of atonement, this year of Yom Kippur, will be a larger instructional way for us to expand those things for which we ask atonement, for which we seek atonement. So that after we seek atonement and after we make our confessions of what it is that is holding us back from being community with one another, maybe we can finally be in that vulnerable place where person to person, human to human, we won't be afraid to embrace one another and to move forward with our clean slate to make a change and a difference in this world. I look forward to being with you in just a little bit. I should be there in a little bit. Right now I'm at another engagement. But I will be there tonight as we discuss James Baldwin, as we discuss the American situation, as we discuss Harlem as we discuss our union and our unity as Jewish and African Americans, and also how we've been slowly torn apart to separation, so that we may call ourselves to heal. So I look forward to being with you in just a little bit. And as I look forward to being with you, I look forward to being with you for this entire season. And once again, dear Rabbi Amichai, dear Love Shul community, thank you for inviting me